These are directions on how to do your unit rate practice center. You should have a sheet that looks like this, different, there we go, with different questions on it, all with unit rate. Okay, so we'll do the first one together. It says Rachel mows 5 lawns in 8 hours. At this rate, how many lawns can she mow in 40 hours? So this is a 2-step problem. First, we need to find what is her unit rate, or how long does it take her to do 1 lawn. And then once we figure out how long it takes her to do 1 lawn, we're going to multiply that by 40. Okay, so here we go. Rachel mows 5 lawns in 8 hours. At this rate, how many lawns can she mow in 40 hours? So I know to find rate, I have to divide. Now the tricky part here is what number goes first. Is it 5 or is it 8? Because it's not always the order it is in the problem. Sometimes it is 5 divided by 8, but sometimes depending on how the problem is asked, we would do 8 divided by 5. But a trick that I do to help me remember is I look at the actual question part of the problem, which would be this part right here. At this rate, how many lawns can she mow in 40 hours? So since they're asking about lawns, I would put the lawns number first when I divide. So 5 divided by 8. Okay, that's a trick I would always use to check, because sometimes it's not always the order that it is in the problem. So make sure you're checking whatever they're asking you in the question, that word matches up with whatever you're dividing first. Okay, so 5 divided by 8. So remember, this first number is what goes in the box. So 5 divided by 8. 8 cannot fit into 5, so I'm going to add a decimal and a 0. 8 can fit into 56 times. 48. To borrow, I have 2 left over. Okay, I'm still going to need to put another 0. 8 can go into 22 times with 16. Let me move this over. Oh, move my highlighting also. Okay, 20 minus 16 I have to borrow is 4. Remember, you keep going until you have 3 numbers behind the decimal. And so far I only have 2, so I need 1 more. Add another 0. How many times can 8 go into 40? That is 5. I'll go ahead and stop there since I have 3 numbers behind the decimal. Okay, so let's see. 0.625, so that means in 1 hour, she can do 0.625 of 1 lawn, right? And that's not my answer to my question. That was just the first step. I needed to figure out what was the unit rate, or how much lawn she could mow in 1 hour. What I need to do now is I'm going to go back and read the question and see what is the next step. So it says Rachel mows 5 lawns in 8 hours. At this rate, and by this rate they mean this right here that we just found. At this rate, how many lawns can she mow in 40 hours? Okay, so I'm going to erase some of this so I have more room. So let's see. I'm going to just rewrite what I have there in pink. 1 hour is 0.625 lawns. They want to know if it takes her 40 hours. So if I put 40 here, what would go in this blank? And I can think about it as a ratio, right? What are they multiplying 1 by to get 40? That's times 40, which means I would multiply the other side, 0.625, by 40 also to figure out what the answer is. Okay, so I'm going to erase some of this. Okay, seems like you might need an extra piece of paper to do this problem, so if you do, make sure you use that. Okay, so now to find the final answer, I'm going to do 0.625 times 40. Okay, so 0 times 5 is 0, 0 times 2 is 0, 0 times 6 is 0, put a 0 placeholder. 4 times 5 is 20, 8, 9, 10, 24, 25, add those together. Okay, I'm not going to stop there, right? The answer is not 25,000. I have 3 numbers behind this decimal, so I'm going to move the decimal over 3 places. So 25.000, or just 25 lawns. So how many lawns can she do in 40 hours? The answer would be 25. Okay, you're gonna do the same thing for the rest of the problems. Remember, if you have any questions, talk to the people next to you before talking to your teacher.